Hey there, friends and neighbors. How we doing? Happy to have you here as always. So this is, I guess it's not a, I don't know if it's a Star Trek fan film in the traditional sense, but I don't think this was made by Paramount. Came out maybe a week ago, or maybe less than that, and it's been getting a lot of positive buzz. I don't know much about it other than it involves a de-aged Captain Kirk with Spock, and I've heard that Sam Witwer has had some involvement in this. Beyond that, I don't really know much about it. My brother, thank you to him for sending me the link for JoeBlow.com, which has a news article on this, as well as the movie itself, which is what I'm about to watch. It's a little over 10 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to watch the movie. I'm going to let it play through. I'll give you my thoughts after the movie. And then I want to read the Joe Blow news article to get a better idea of what this is about and what went into it. So... I hope this is as good as the buzz is. Alright, see what we got. Quote from Wrath of Khan, if I remember right. So this is around Generations. The guy at the beginning, I think, was a character from original series. Not one of the main cast, but like a guest, one of the guest stars. Kirk, I presume. Yeah, with those sideburns, it's gotta be Kirk. Wow! Holy crap, did they do a good job with that de-aging. Is this de-aging or is this unused footage? Savick? Whoa! Took me a minute to recognize her, but yeah. Not sure who he is. wonder how much involvement Shatner had with this, if anything. That looks amazing. Holy crap. Holy jeez. There we go, original series movies. If this is around Generations, I'm guessing it's after he died. So the afterlife, maybe? That old school Starfleet, old school Starfleet.
There are always possibilities, Spock said. And if Genesis is indeed life from death, I must return to this place again.
Don't tell me that's Spock. Oh man. The eyebrow. Now I get the title, Unification. Oh. No dialogue, they don't even need it. Yep. Yep. Yeah, Sam Witwer. I got the credits playthrough. I got a Robin Curtis. That was Savick. Yep. Okay. Gary Lockwood. Yeah, from the original series. Michael G. Not. Wow. They had. Okay. This had a little more juice behind it than a fan film. Shatner was involved. I love it. Susan Bay Nimoy, Leonard's wife, I don't... Family at least, but... Michael Crudup was involved in this? This definitely wasn't a typical fan film. Oh man. I mean, it probably was a fan film in spirit, you know. Skywalker sound, Lucasfilm, yeah, this... This was a fan film in spirit, maybe, but... Okay, Paramount was involved, I guess? Okay. Okay. Wow. Whew. So I don't consider myself a Star Trek fan as much as I am a Star Wars fan, but I like a lot of Star Trek. I haven't really watched the original series. I'm more familiar with the Next Generation series. Probably because that's what I was a kid when it came out, so that's what I grew up with. So I've watched a lot of Next Generation. I've watched a good chunk of Voyager. Haven't really watched any of the new Star Trek stuff, but for the movies, I prefer the original series movies, 1 through 6, versus the Next Generation movies. So, if I do have a little bit of an emotional attachment, if anything, it was with the original series. With the movies, at least. This was fantastic. I love how there was no dialogue other than spoken reference from, you know, Kirk's quote from Wrath of Khan at the end of that movie. You know, the motion capture for Spock was incredible. The motion capture for Kirk was insane. I can't believe that they had to apply some unused footage to some degree. Because for all intents and purposes, you know, no disrespect to Sam Witwer or Lawrence Selleck, who did the motion capture for Spock, that was Shatner and Nimoy. Okay? Wow. That was amazing. That was absolutely amazing. Seriously. All right, let me read this article. I gotta find out more about this. Woo! Okay, if I haven't mentioned it before, I'll mention it now. I'm going to leave a link for this webpage in the description for this video. The movie is embedded in the page. Alright. Okay. Star Trek short film 765874, Unification, reunites William Shatner's Kirk with Leonard Nimoy's Spock. The Star Trek short film, The Unification, takes Shatner's Kirk on a journey through space, time, and the afterlife to see Spock. The 1994 film Star Trek Generations showed us the final moments in the life of Captain James T. Kirk as played by William Shatner. In the 2016 film Star Trek Beyond, we learned that Kirk's great friend Spock, as played by Leonard Nimoy, had passed away, acknowledging the fact that Nimoy himself passed away in 2014. The newly released Star Trek short film 765874 Unification, which was created by the VFX studio Otoy, catches up with Kirk in the afterlife in the moments after his Star Trek Generations death and takes him on a trip through space and time so he can be reunited with Spock in the last moments of his life. Okay, that's what we were looking at then. Alright. It's a sweet idea. Yeah, no kidding. And you can check it out in the embed above. We've already watched it, so. The writer of the article continues, I am a fan of the Star Trek movies, but I have barely seen any of the TV shows, so I am not well versed enough in the subject to dig into all the Easter eggs packed into Unification's 10 minutes. For information on all that, I turn to the books at Inverse. Shatner plays Kirk in the short with the help of digital trickery that places his face on the body of double Sam Witwer. Okay. As he makes his way through the afterlife, he crosses paths with an elderly Saavik, an aged-up Robin Curtis from the 3rd and 4th Trek movies, and a Vulcan named Sorak, played by Mark Sinnery, the son of Saavik and Spock. See, I didn't know that. Well, I know in the 3rd Star Trek movie, Search for Spock, when Spock is resurrected as a child and he goes through adolescence and then young adulthood, the Ponfar kicks in, which Trek fans already know about this. If you're not a Trek fan, Ponfar basically, for a Vulcan male, is basically when your repressed emotions start to get the better of you, of a Vulcan rather, and it's physical harm, and it basically comes down to a point where you have to mate or die. Is what I'm not trying to. That might sound a little off color, but that's basically what it is. And in the 3rd Trek movie, teenage Spock is consoled by Saavik and made or dies, so it makes sense that Saavik would have a child then from that, I guess. Alright, the article continues. Then he, meaning Kirk, meets the alien Yor, played by Gordon Tarpley, a character who entered the main Star Trek timeline from the Kelvin timeline of the J.J. Abrams films. Okay. And was featured on Star Trek Discovery. Alright, I've only seen one of Abrams' films, the first one that Abrams did. I haven't watched Discovery, that's why I didn't know who that was. Since Yor is from the Kelvin timeline, he helps Kirk pass into that timeline to meet up with Spock. Since the Abrams series showed us that Spock crossed into a parallel universe and went into the past, spending the last years of his life in a timeline inhabited by a younger version of himself played by Zachary Quinto. There are also nods to the characters Gary Mitchell and J.M. Colt. It'll be interesting to see how fans react to Unification. Some will probably find the short to quite heartwarming, while others will cringe at the idea and at the sight of visual effects versions of Kirk and Spock being brought together for an afterlife journey. I'm not cringing. Okay, I'm not as big a Trek fan as others are, but I thought this was fantastic. Why can't they do something like that for Star Wars? Luke, Han, Leia, can we get one of them for those 3, please? Just throwing it out there. Yeah. So, yeah, applause to these filmmakers. I really enjoyed this. Star Trek fans, I know you're out there. If you're watching this video, I thank you for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'm going to put emphasis on comment. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Let me know in the comments below. Alright? And on that note, thank you for watching. Until I see you in the next video, as always, please be good, be well, be safe, and be happy.